What's up guys, welcome to our new One Punch Man chapter review. Today we have chapter 140, which was in my opinion a pretty average chapter that featured the return of one of the fan favorite characters back into the manga version, with us not really seeing him for like over a year, maybe even longer. I can't quite remember the last time we actually saw him in the manga. It might have been like near season 2 content of the anime, so it's been a big chunk of time since we've seen our boy Metal Bat back in the manga version, with him having pretty decent shine in the webcomic recently, but he's here in the manga again. His return right now also pushes the idea even more that the manga is pretty separate from the webcomic, because from memory I don't believe Metal Bat takes place in like the final battle between the heroes and the monsters during this arc. I'm pretty sure from memory that he returns after this arc in the webcomic version, so it's pretty cool that the manga is doing even more unique stuff that's different to the webcomic, so we'll get excited and we'll have that mystery element about what he's going to do during the final fight that we didn't get to see in the webcomic, so that's pretty cool in my opinion. This chapter also featured some comedic moments from King, Metal Bat and various other characters, which is always good to see. Now onto the review. Be a mad lad by subscribing and joining the superior side, helping me reach my 2021 goal of 100k subscribers. I also have a Patreon for people who want various benefits while supporting the channel directly, alongside the Discord server and my Twitter. That's all linked in the description. Now enjoy the video. So the chapter starts out with King, the little boy, and Metal Bat on two sides of this mysterious like invisible wall thing, and we see that's actually a quantum stealth shield like military truck thing that can go invisible. We have a funny little scene here of King thinking that if he took a piece of this invisible thing he could, hide away from everyone and escape, which is perfect for King's character. We also get the two kids that were trapped underground with the monsters reuniting. As we know, the son of the investor was saved by Child Emperor, I believe, and then the other dude was saved by Garo first and then fully saved by King shortly after. So we got them two reuniting, and we also need to remember that Metal Bat was pretty much the origin of this whole arc per se, as he was the bodyguard of this kid's father for a short period of time and of this kid himself. And when Garo had his fight with Metal Bat and then Metal Bat had his fight with Elder Centipede, that's where this kid got taken, and that's why the whole invasion on the monsters all began from. So it's cool seeing this kid meeting with Metal Bat again and having like the beginning of this whole arc getting kind of like wrapped up somewhat here of like this kid and his involvement with the monsters. Now the only thing that's really left for this arc is the final battle against the remaining monsters, which is also pretty cool. And it's also cool that they're adding Metal Bat to the manga version of this arc. As I mentioned earlier, he doesn't appear in the webcomic version during this arc. It's kind of important for him to be part of this arc, as he was key to the origin of this arc and was one of the main reasons this whole like heroes versus monster association is actually occurring right now. So in short, I'm glad they added Metal Bat to the final battle of this arc, which is going to be absolute hype. Cannot wait for that to start. We also have some other low class heroes as well as some hero association members who were involved in earlier parts of this arc, such as content that happened during season 2 and stuff shortly after that, which is pretty much setting up the whole thing with Metal Bat and everything regarding that. So it's pretty much closing one side little storyline of this whole arc and pretty much setting up for the final climax, which is most likely going to occur in short time. Cannot wait for that. And then the remainder of the chapter is pretty much King and Metal Bat getting ready to make their way to the battlefield. They get briefed of what's still going on, how they've destroyed the base, but they're still fighting the monsters, and they need both King's and Metal Bat's help. Metal Bat's getting ready to fight. King, as we know, doesn't want to be there, but he actually steps up and says, "I'll do my best," as a stone, with him also thinking that he may not be able to do really anything against people at the power of Centipede, but he has the ability to attract them due to his power and his what people know him as, King, one of the strongest heroes in the whole world, while King himself is really just betting on Saitama being there to save him and everyone else. We also have this kid who's pretty much the only friend of Garo in the story, referring to Garo as uncle throughout this chapter, which I also quite enjoyed, with him having this conversation with King. "Please, could you go help the uncle who helped me first? He was still in the hideout." King freaking out, "What? That's really bad. But what uncle are you talking about? A hero?" and he thinks inside, as Garo told him multiple times, because I'm a monster. I don't know, but if you find him, please don't bully him, which I immensely enjoyed during this chapter. Please don't bully him, referring to King on Garo. And then as King and Metalbat prepare to head out to the battlefield, we have Metalbat going up to a destroyed car, ripping the tire and making this slingshot type thing for them to go flying across the city to the battlefield, which is also pretty cool. He also kicks like a truck down like a hole real quick, showing how strong Metalbat truly is. As expected, King tries to escape, but Metalbat grabs him, holds onto him, and they go flying through the air like super fast. We see King's, crazy facial expressions. We see them land. King is laying on top of a bush, about to like pass out or even die, and Metalbat is just chilling, getting ready to fight. And that is the end of the chapter. So not a crazy insane chapter like chapter 139, which had the whole crazy reveal of Blast and everything regarding that, but still a pretty decent average chapter. I enjoyed the dialogue between various characters. I enjoyed the return of Metalbat that I didn't really expect coming as a webcomic reader. I knew Metalbat didn't have a major role during the final climax of this arc, so I'm glad the manga is still doing different stuff, showing that it's a more refined and a much better version in my opinion. And pretty much I'm assuming in the next few chapters we're going to get the build up of the final arc. I'm going to go over some spoilers real quick, so if you haven't read the webcomic or don't know what's going to happen next, probably click off the video now. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks to the Patreons who support the channel, and if you want to become a Patreon for various benefits, check out the link in the description. Now onto some spoiler stuff. So I'm assuming in the next few chapters we're going to see Garo in his new monster form. We have pretty much Psycho Sorochi pretty much done for now, with Tatsumaki in the previous chapter pretty much destroying the remaining of Orochi and everything regarding that. So I'm assuming that part's over. So now we're going to have the remaining top tier monsters fighting the currently injured S-Class heroes. We're going to see all that hype stuff. We're going to see, Fleshy Flash going back to the present. Maybe Saitama will have his role at some point soon as well, but probably later on. I'm guessing we're going to have the insane, probably one of the best scenes in the whole series, the almighty King scene, in maybe 5 or 10 chapters. It depends how long the fight between the injured heroes and the remaining monsters go. But I do expect us to see Garo in his new monster form soon, as well as the heroes fighting the monsters. I'm guessing after next chapter, so 141, we're going to have the beginning of the final fight or climax of this arc, which is going to be absolute hype. In my opinion, the best stuff in One Punch Man so far. Of course, the manga's going to do it justice, make it even better than what it was in the webcomic version. As expected, the manga version is absolute greatness. But yep, that's it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe. Check out my other One Punch Man content, and quickly, hopefully we don't get very many redraws of chapters. I don't cover redraws on this channel, but I believe we got 2 or 3 redraw chapters prior to this new chapter, which I think is setting up maybe season 3 of the anime possibly coming out, or it could just be making the story better and the art better and everything regarding that, making One Punch Man more of a masterpiece than what it already is. But yep, that's it for today's video guys. Peace.